Welcome to Yoga with Cordelia, yogaing for health and well-being. Hello yogis, welcome to part 3 of Yoga for Complete Beginners. We'll begin in mountain pose at the top of the mat, feet hip width apart and parallel, kneecaps lifted, quads engaged, hip points shining forward, tailbone long. Shoulders forward, up and down the back, tall through the centre channel, lifting up through the crown of the head, arms by your side, palms facing forwards. And breathe. Inhale, rise the arms up overhead, volcano pose. Fingers spread wide. See if you can gaze up towards your hands, and then your right hand holds onto the left wrist. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale into your side bend. Feeling the stretch up through the left side of the body, trying to keep the weight equal on the feet. And breathe. Inhale back to volcano. And then the left hand takes hold of the right wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale over to the left. 3 breaths here. Back to volcano. Palms together, and then on an exhale, bringing your hands down through the midline, folding from the hips with a flat back, knees bent as generously as you need to, palms all the way to the mat. Don't put your palms too far in front and too close together, just in front of the toes, just to the side of the feet. Then inhale, rising up to flat back, slide the hands up to the thighs, keeping the elbows in at the side, and imagine yourself as a letter 7. It's got a nice flat back, navel sucking up and in. Then exhale, fold back forward, plant the palms on the mat, and then step the right leg back. Bring your hands in line with the front foot and then lower the right knee. Make sure that the left knee is over the left ankle, not going forward. Hands to the waist, squeezing everything into the midline. Then rise up on an inhale. Imagine trying to pull that left thigh back. So get hold of your left thumb and put it into the crease of your left hip and pull it back, whilst you're then bringing the weight forward into the right hip flexor, so you've got a scissoring action. Then inhale, rise the arms up, crescent lunge. A breath cycle here. Focus on something that isn't moving. Exhale, bow, frame the front foot with your palms. Then pushing back in that front heel, bring your left knee back to tabletop. Then just slightly forward, and then exhale all the way down to the belly. Trying to keep the elbows in at the side, not coming out. Once you're down to the mat, make sure that your feet are flat on the mat. Inhale, baby cobra, keeping the shoulders down the back. Exhale, bow. Navel into spine, then inhale, push back to all fours, and exhale to child's pose. 3 breaths here. Navel to spine, inhale, rise back to tabletop. Right leg out straight at the back, then inhale, lift it up. And then exhale, bring the knee into the chest. We're going to be coming through into low lunge. So bring that foot through between the hands, remembering you can grab hold of it and then lift it there. And again, we want to think about the scissoring action. So hands to the waist, rise up. That right hip is coming back. So bring that thumb into the right hip crease, pull it back. Knee over ankle. Hands to the waist. Squeezing everything into the midline, rise the arms up. Crescent lunge, a breath cycle here. Exhale, frame the foot with your hands. Curl the toes of the back leg and lift the left knee, runner's lunge. Then rock onto the heel of the front foot, navel in, and then as many steps as needed to bring the left foot up to the right foot. Forward fold, feet hip width apart. Inhale, up to flat back, hands on the thighs, elbows tucked in. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, root to rise. Really feel the yoga mat under your feet as you rise up, arms taking up space, up overhead, palms together, back down through to heart center. Fabulous. Half a sun salutation. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down, knees bending as generously as needed, hands to the mat. Inhale, lift to flat back. Hands on the thighs, imagining a letter 7, exhale, bow. Plant the palms, step the left leg back this time and lower the left knee. Squeezing everything into the midline, hands to the waist, rise up. Remember that scissoring action, right hip coming back. Inhale the arms up and see if this time you can gaze up to your hands. Really squeezing the navel into the spine to help with balance. Exhale, bow, frame the foot with your hands. Lift the back knee. Then this time, see if you can bring your right leg back to meet the left. And we're coming into plank momentarily, then lower the knees and exhale all the way down to the belly. Toes flat on the mat. Inhale, cobra, you may lift a little higher this time. Exhale, bow. Navel into the spine. Inhale, push back to all fours. Exhale into your child's pose. 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Navel into spine, rise back up to tabletop. Left leg goes out to the back this time and lift it up. Then on an exhale, bend the left knee, bring the knee into the chest. We're stepping through to low lunge. Grab that ankle if you need to. Hands to the waist, rise up. Imagine that left hip pulling back, that scissoring action. And then when you're ready, inhale your arms up. Crescent lunge. Gazing up to the hands if you feel stable. Exhale, bow, frame the foot. Curl the back toes and lift the back knee up. Then rock back onto the heel of the left foot and then bring the right foot up in as many steps as needed. Forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale to flat back. Navel in. Exhale, bow. And then enjoy this move. Inhale, taking up space with your arms, standing up, arms above the head, hands down through heart center. Fantastic. Notice how you feel. Inhale, arms overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, swan dive, flat back, folding from the hips, knees as bent as needed, hands to the mat. Inhale, flat back, hands on the shins, tucking the elbows in at the side. Exhale, bow. Plant the palms. Exhale, step the right leg back, and this time we're staying in runner's lunge. We're keeping the knee lifted. Plant the palms firmly. Then bring the left leg back to meet the right leg, plank. Lower the knees and on an exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders stay down the back. Exhale, bow. Navel into spine. Inhale, push back to all fours. And you can go back to child's pose or You can curl your toes and on an exhale, come up into downward facing dog. Let's take a moment to think about our foundation. So fingers are spread wide, pressure equally in the knuckles of the hand and the web space between the index finger and the thumb. Arms straight. Crown of the head aiming towards the mat. Knees as bent as much as is needed. Feel the lovely stretch through the spine. Heels can come down towards the mat. They do not need to touch the mat. And if you like, you can pedal the feet, so you lower one heel while lifting the other. And just enjoy the moment and the stretch, and keep breathing deeply here. And then find some stillness again. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Now you can be doing this from tabletop, just like we did before. Or you can come into the three-legged dog. Then on an exhale, bend the knee. Knee comes to the chest just like before, but we come forward into a plank position with our body. Then lower the right foot and then grab hold of it and bring it between the hands. Runner's lunge. Knee over the ankle. Look forward. You might be up on your fingertips, that's absolutely fine. Rock onto the heel of the front foot and then step the back foot up to meet the front foot. Forward fold, feet hip width apart. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, bow. Root to rise. Inhale, rise up, gathering in all that lovely, good, positive energy. Bring it down through to your heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Flat back, knees bent as much as needed. Hands to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Flat back. Exhale, bow. Plant the palms. Step the left leg back. Runner's lunge. Feel that lovely stretch in the left hip flexor. Look forward if you can. Plant the palms and then bring the right foot back to meet the left. Plank for a moment. Lower the knees. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, bow. Navel into the spine. Inhale, push back to all fours. And you can exhale into child's pose or exhale up into downward dog, lifting the seat bones up and high, really shining the seat bones to the sky. Pedal the feet. In the beginning, this is very challenging, this pose. With time, it does become much easier. Knees as bent as needed, heels as high off the mat as needed. Just energetically aiming them towards the mat. Inhale the left leg up, three-legged dog. Remembering we can be in three-legged cat here. And then on an exhale, bend the left knee, bring the knee in towards the nose, shoulders over the wrists, and then place the left foot down and grab it to bring it through between the hands. Runner's lunge here. And then rock onto the heel of the front foot to bring the back foot up. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, root to rise, taking up space with your arms together overhead, hands down to heart center. Lovely round of sun salutations. Hands to the waist. Step the right foot to the back of the mat and the feet are parallel, and now we turn the right toes so they're pointing towards the back of the mat and the right heel is in line with the right arch. Tailbone long, hands to the waist, bend into that right knee. You want to make sure that the knee's not collapsing in, that you can see your big toe and that the knee is over the ankle. Left leg is straight, weight into the outer edge of the left foot, and then arms out to the side and gaze beyond the middle fingers of the right hand. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, and breathe. 5 breaths here. This is a strong pose. Place your hands on your waist, straighten the front leg, and then pivot the right toes in, and the left toes are now pointing to the front of the mat. Heel to arch alignment, tailbone long, hands on the waist, bend into that front knee. Make sure the knee is not collapsing in. Arms out to the side, gaze beyond the left middle fingers, squeezing those glutes, breathing deep in this strong pose. Hands to the waist, straighten the front knee, and then step the back foot up to meet the front foot, mountain pose. Then inhale, arms up overhead. We're vinyasing through to seated. Exhale, swan dive down, palms flat on the mat. Inhale to halfway, flat back. Exhale, bow. Plant the palms, step the right foot back, followed immediately by the left foot to plank. Then lower the knees, exhale all the way down to the belly. Point the toes, inhale cobra, exhale bow, navel into spine, push back to all fours, and then swing your legs to one side and come through to seated. We're coming into a seated forward fold. I'm going to sit up on a cushion. If you've got a cushion or a block, then do sit up on it if you feel that you're collapsing when you're trying to sit up tall. Knees can be bent or straight, feet flexed. Inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, folding forward with a flat back. Your hands may reach your shins or they may reach the thighs. Knees may be bent, but you want to be leaning forward with a flat back from the hips, not rounding at the lumbar spine. Don't want to round forward to enable you to reach your toes. You're better off being higher up with a flat back, much safer for the back. And breathe here, gazing to the toes. Inhale, rise back up. Come off of your prop if you're on one. Let's come into Navasana, boat pose. So we've got the options, feet flat on the floor, knees bent, hands behind the thighs. You can raise the shins up so they're parallel to the sky, squeezing the legs together, bring the arms out to the side, or stay holding on to the back of the thighs. You want to keep the chest open. That's the most important bit, really squeezing that navel up and in, working the rectus abdominis. 5 breaths here in total. Then come forward to, you can come to cross-legged first of all, and we're going to lower down. I'm just wafting some lizards away that look like they're ready to pounce on my mat. Lean forward, then on an exhale, slowly, 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 go all the way down to the mat. I'm just keeping an eye on the lizard. And let's relax down in Shavasana, which is a bit tricky for me at the moment because I've got 2 lizards wanting to jump on me. Take some deep breaths here, and then let the breathing return to normal. Time for the body to integrate all the work that you have done. Time for me to keep an eye on the lizards. Keep breathing, just noticing the breath coming in and out through the nostrils. Then bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Stretch up overhead. Bring the knees in, roll onto one side, and then bring yourself up to seated. Comfortable seated position of your choice, cross-legged, kneeling, whatever feels nice. Inhale the arms up overhead, palms together. Exhale down to heart center. thanking yourself for all the hard work you've done. Namaste. I hope you have enjoyed this class. Please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and click the subscribe button below. Return to this 2 to 3 times over the next week. Ready for part 4.